Hi, how you doing? Hi, everyone. Welcome to my Sew and Talk Tuesday. This is Sherry, and I've just been piddling around here doing a few things, and I broke my needle on my sewing machine, so I have to change it. But Katie was in here saying hi, and so was Lee. Lee has a channel that you guys may want to check out. Let's see, it's Anfield Road Layout in, that's a long one, Lee. That's a long name. So anyhow, check his out. He's into trains and stuff like that, but he's been joining us on our chats and our lives and that. And I think I see Jim in here. Yes, Jim's in here. I'm just getting my screen fixed right here. And Deb, hi, Deb, the Pugma Quilter. If you want to drop your links, it's just type the word share. I'm going to put this on a little bit bigger so I can see it. Yep. I don't know. Hopefully you guys only have, you only have one screen. I'm trying something new today. I'm doing that where StreamYard, you can record on vertical or horizontal or both is really what it is. So it gives you the option to be able to stream on different destinations. Like, so I did YouTube and I did Facebook. So we'll see how that turns out. And for my one screen, I should make sure I'm getting your comments though. On the one screen, I get the one of me, just one camera. But on my computer, where I am doing it, it shows the vertical and the horizontal. So that's different. Why they went with the vertical is that there's a lot of people that are having they watch it on their mobile device, and this way it will fit the full screen for them. So we'll see. Anyway, I got to change my needle. I can't start my day. I was working on something that I was putting Velcro on, and I don't know why it just decided to go. But if you give me just a second. But anyhow, I did say hello to Deb and Jim and Katie and Lee. And I hope you all are having a good day. I'm just going to be working on this Christmas tree, the Dresden Christmas tree that I started last week. And so I'll show you what we'll do, a little bit of a recap so you know where we're at. Okay, I think I got that tight enough, and don't ask me why it decided to break. It shouldn't have, but it did. So I'm going to try to see if it can thread it. Oh, it wants us down. Okay. So I put this back up. I had my machine service, so now it does automatic threader. And I love it. Okay, so I got that. Put this away. Let me see. I'm seeing who's here in the chat. Oh, hi, Jess. How you doing? Hope school's going good for you. And Mona's here. Mona, it's showing up, doesn't it, as 2 lives? this is what throws me off. I tried to do this last week and it threw me off. I have one live. So two destinations. So if you look on the live screen, when you go into me, you'll see one that shows a vertical phone. Well, if you're on a phone, you can click on that and it should come out full screen vertical for you. But I'm trying this out. I'm doing Facebook and YouTube. It'll either really mess me up or it'll mess all you up. But I could get on by clicking on either one. So you should be able to also. Let me know if it drives you guys crazy. I won't do it. I'm checking here. Yes, sure. I was on the vertical, other horizontal. Okay, if that's what you want to be on, if you're on your phone, and I'll get it. You know what's weird is when if I type something in, it shows up twice because it's going up, feeding out to Facebook, and it's feeding out to YouTube. This is just really weird, but y'all have to try it. They have channels just to see what's happening. You're supposed to be able to do both in one live. I did. I told them that they did what they said to recommend, and I don't know. We'll just see. Yeah, that's what they said. That, you may get more viewers or whatever. But if it drives you nuts, leave a comment. Let me know. And we'll keep the traditional. It doesn't matter with me. And I see Donnell's in here. Hi, Donnell. She's saying hi to everyone. It's nice to see you. I don't know. And Mary? Oh, hi, Mary. How are you doing? She's saying hi to everyone. I hope I can keep up with all of you today. I think I can. Let me see. You did it last year, Mona, but no one liked vertical. It doesn't matter to me. Okay. I appreciate that input because, I mean, if they can, I like if I'm on a screen that should be horizontal, that I can see the full screen horizontal. I don't like to have a vertical view when I should be able to have a full view, So let me see. Okay, Mary doesn't like the vertical. The chat background is black. Mary, you can go out of the vertical if you want and go on into the horizontal. See how that works for you if you like it. Horizontal is the norm. But this is a test. It's only a test. So I appreciate everybody's input to let me know. And they're saying hi. They're saying hi to everyone. I had done this pattern just to let you know. I wanted to show you. I'll show you how far I got first. This is how far I got. And then I stopped because last week I had started laying this row. I'm going to try to get it where you can see the bottom row down. Okay. Yeah, the trees is pretty. I like it. This is so cute. It's so miniature that I just love it. So what I had done, just a recap on it. This is a quilt that's called from Berry Birdie. And the designer is Leslie Dahmer. And what I did is just it'll be a small wall hanging, or you can do it as a pillow if you want, because this will be cut down smaller than what I have it. Okay, see my little tree trunk I put on there. I might be able to fit it on my table banner thing that I have. I'll have to see. It depends on what size I can cut this down to, but that would be cute. I put SF101 on the back. The reason why I did that, that's just all it is interfacing. It's fusible, but it's like fabric on one side and fusible on the other side. It's good for bag making and in garments and things like this. Well, I wanted to still have stability, but I wanted flexibility so that this wasn't stiff. But the reason why I did it is because I was going to do a blanket stitch. I don't know if you can see I was doing a blanket stitch around it. And a lot of times when you do your decorative stitches, if you don't have anything like a stabilizer under it, it'll pull your, think of like a railroad track. It pulls your fabric in a little bit. By having a stabilizer on, it doesn't. It lies flat. Though I'm not perfect at my stitches. Just let you see. I think you can see it. It's a little dark over there, isn't it? So anyhow, that's what I did there. And I put my little tree trunk on. And I'll get that out. It was really simple to do the tree trunk. Well, first of all, I should show you. This is the layout for the to put the blades on. The blades are just a little bit different in increments as they go up, a little bit smaller as they go up. You could paper pieces, if you are English paper piece it. Zaza mentioned that. And if you have the templates to do that, I think that would be wonderful and it'd be fun. What I'm trying to do is find out where I put that for the tree trunk. It's right second page. Okay. So this is the tree trunk. So you can see that all it is a square of fabric. And then they want you to, I'm trying to see. Yeah, you sew down one side of it and then flip it the right side out and it makes the point for this. And that's what that looks like. And that's how you get the tree trunk, the same way as you get the Dresden blades. I showed on the first live last week how to do these blades. They are fun. I don't know. I just did I didn't really try to highlight my tree, but I kind of did. I'm going to bring this down just a hair so you can see just a little bit more. I did a little bit. Now, one thing I did different than what they said is the star. I don't know what their directions was talking about, but they wanted you to cut more than you needed. And this one shows that this shows you need 8 of the little pieces. Okay. But I didn't use 8. It was too many. I couldn't fit it all in that. So I used 5, and I think you could use 6 if you wanted to. But this is, again, I don't think that's too bad for a star. That looks like it'll work. Hi, Sheila. Welcome in. So I had done these. These are the ones that I don't know how much you want me to show you with this, but you take these, like this is not the fabric, but you'd take this fabric like this. It's a little square, and I folded it in half. And then I would do a 1/4 of an inch on each side to make my star. I'll do this real quick. Oops. It would help to turn it the right way, wouldn't it? Okay. You know what happens when you do that? Well, can't get your drawer open either. Anyway, I'll just tell you. You sew right sides together. You sew down each side a 1/4 inch. Then you'll flip it. Well, after you'll flip it, but you'll have it fold it halfway. When you fold it halfway, you'll cut it. So you'll end up with 2 pieces of this. And then that, when you fold it the right way, ends up being this. And this is the little star points. Okay. I'm just checking here. Well, thanks, Donnell. If anybody has any questions, let me know. And there's a Cindy in here. Cindy, hi, welcome. Glad to see you. I'll try not to spend a lot of time on this so that I don't bore you either. But what you're going to do then is, as you run to put these together, you're going to line these up here, point to point, back to back. Okay. And what they want you to do, this lets you know that this is the middle of the seam. Where your seam is, that's how you'll know the middle. I will hand sew a 1/4 inch to the center. And all I'm doing is I can do a little back stitch or tiny little stitches. I have it'll stay because you're not going to put any stress on it. So I would start at the bottom. I'm only going to do one. Okay. And I got a knot in there. And then I'm going to bring it back through again. Then I'm kind of going to just do a little real close running stitch. And that's where my needle goes in and out. I run it along. If you want to do a back stitch on this, you can. If you want to put it in your sewing machine, you can. But it was like really more difficult to do. So I've got this, and I'll tie this part off. Let's see. And I can hide the knot if I need to. I just go through here. Excuse my hands shaking. I have essential tremors, and I forgot to take my medicine this morning. And then I'll just hide my thread through here, through one of the seams, and trim it off. Okay, so then you would do this for, depending on how many you want to really deal with. Okay, I didn't want to deal with a lot, so I didn't put as many as what they said. But that's the fun part about sewing, isn't it? And creating, we get to do what we want. So see, now this is together, and I would just either press it over, finger press it to one side, and I just did a running stitch. But I don't have to worry about it coming out, so I didn't do a back stitch because it's going to be on here. It's going to be stabilized onto here. Does that make sense? So then I'm not going to do that, but here you can put them together in twos if you want. Put the next one together. You do the same thing. You would sew from a 1/4 inch down to the middle, and it would open up, and you would get more stars. Okay. So that's how you do the trunk. That's how you do the stars. Now, let me see who else is. June's come in. Hi, June. Well, It's a good thing to listen to while you're doing everything. Hope everybody's got good projects that they're working on. Okay, what I decided with this, you know, there's all these little bitty itty blades. I'm going to show it to you again. I'm going to do a blanket stitch, but what I've decided to do is do a blanket stitch on the outer part of the tree. That way, the only little ones I have to deal with is this. If I did the blanket stitch all through here, I'd be forever turning and twisting, stopping, turning and twisting. But you can do this by hand too, if you know how to hand blanket stitch, if that's what you would like to do. That would be great. But I decided that I was going to do the outside, and I did it down to here. And then these, only so many, every so often am I going to do a straight line of stitch in the ditch. And I'm doing that because it gives the illusion of it being, what do I want to say? Branches, not flat. So that's what I decided to do there. So I don't know what kind of machine you have, but you will want an all-purpose foot on your machine. That's where you can do your the ones that you can do your zigzags in that. And what I did is I just took a scrap piece of fabric so I can test my stitches out, because there's always a default on your machine. I'm doing a blanket stitch, so I will go over to my blanket stitch, but there's also a line that goes down the side. Well, that represents the edge of your fabric. If it's over to your left and your edge of your fabric's to the right, you want to hit your mirror image to make it be to the right. Then if you want, you can test out your stitches and see, like, I don't know if you can see that, but this is what it started out to be. So you can see, and then go down in increments. So you're testing it on a scrap piece. Then I wrote down, I know you probably can't see it, but I wrote down what it was that I had done. On mine, I did the width 3.5 and the length 3.5. So I'll do that now. Yours may be different because you may choose to do it different. Everybody's getting to know you, Lee and Phil. Yep. So what I will do, just for a little bit, I don't have to do it all, and then I can show you other things. I start with my needle's over to the right. I start with my needle in the down position and off the edge of the fabric. Oh, okay. I got a message from my daughter. It's okay. So I'm going to kind of lock that stitch in, okay? And then I'm going to go. And you want to go kind of slow. I cannot stay on this edge perfectly. It's just not me. I guess I can't. They say my depth perception is off. When I got to my tip of that one, I'm turning it. Now, you have more control if you do the hand buttonhole. Okay, now I'm going to let that go back on over to the right. And then I'll have to do that. Now, I'm not going to sit here and do this way. you watch because it will be as boring as can be. But I wanted to show you a little bit of what I was doing. And then I just turn it. And if I have to turn it again, I'll turn it again. I was going to do this hand stitch, but I decided not to. Okay, I'm locking the stitch in because I'm going to stop. And what I did is I used a variegated thread that I could use. It's a green and a green color. Let's see. I chose this thread. And because it kind of blends and changes as it does on the fabric does. And I will just go ahead. I could, let me see, the gold? I did the variegated. For the brown and the trunk, I could either keep it that or else I could go ahead and do a brown on that. But how I place this down is that, you place one of your rows down and you make sure that, and I did a few pins. Then I took a glue stick, the water soluble wash away glue stick that you can get when, like people glue based. And I put that in there to hold it down. When I did my edges, as you go to do your ends, you need to press those 1/4 inch under before you start laying it down. All your ends need to be pressed under. And then I laid the next row on, and I could place it and see if I needed to go down or what. I made sure I was covering my fabric, and I did a glue. I tried not to really glue where I would be sewing either. And then I went to the next and did that and placed them, each of them. And then when I was done, I hit it with an iron. That just kind of sets the glue a little bit. But the glue will wash out. And you see I still have a pin in. Now, then I went in, and I probably will do a few more. Like I said, I'll do a small stitch in the ditch here and there to give it a little dimension. Then if you want to know what I will do, I'll end up showing you guys when it's finished. Let me see. Sorry, I'm not, Donald's not too talkative. Work is extremely busy since next week is, oh yeah, it is. Just call me Lee. What I think I'm going to do with this is before I turn, I'll get the backing and the batting and I'll sandwich it together. And then I thought that if you don't have a free motion foot, you can do it with your regular foot. But I thought I would echo the shape of this on the outside a few times. And then if I get tired of that, then I'll probably do a snowflake. And that's where I go this way, go back to the middle, go this way. I'd probably have my free motion foot on there, but you could do a snowflake if you wanted to. You could put snowflakes in. You could add anything you wanted to. Now, another thing you can do, and then we'll be done with this. You can put buttons after you're all done. Go ahead and put a few buttons, the little red ones or whatever. Green to represent the different balls. You can do little garlands. If you can get little beads, you can do little beads that would go from here to there in a string, then to there. That'd be cute. I don't have any little beads. But anyhow, that's how I'm going to do mine. I'm going to keep it real simple. So I hope that somebody, else would enjoy doing this. I have enjoyed working on this. I'm flipping everything. Now I got to show you something else. Just what you want to see. Something else, huh? Oh, drop a channel. Share your channel, everybody. I'm reading the, sorry, Phil, it keeps changing to an A. Oh, yeah. I love the autocorrect on these things. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Sheila. I think it would be cute. You know, you get the little tiny beads the tiny ones that's in a row, they're already together. And if you zigzag big enough, you know, it's low enough too, you can, sometimes they have a foot that has a channel through the middle, and you can bead, or you can hand stitch it in. Put a few beads, some buttons, let some things hang off. You could do a few things with sparkly thread. But I think I will really like this. And when it's done, I will show it to you all. I want to show you something else, if you don't mind. This is a project I was working on, and I'm going to put it up on stage so you can see. It's a slow stitch. I've gotten really into slow stitching. It's where you can take a couple layers of fabric or more, and you can put them on top of each other. I've layered. My base fabric was the flower fabric, and then I layered different things on it, the lace, and I think that blue flower in the center. Joe sent it to me in one of the things, Donnell, one of the cards she had sent me, which is wonderful, which I know I showed last week, but I'm going to show again this week. And she had put that, I'll show it. You can't see it right now. You can see it in a small window. So anyhow, you just put different things on it and you slow stitch. You do a running stitch. You do whatever stitch you want to do. Back stitch. You can get really fancy and all, but it's slow stitch is called mindful sewing, meaning you're relaxing, you're concentrating on that, the stitching and all that, and it really I'll remove it. There you go. It really it's relaxing to do, sit and do. So what I did with that thing there, which I knew I was going to do, I made an eyeglass case. I broke my needle. This is what I broke my needle on. So this is my eyeglass case. So you can see where the lace was, and that's where I knew where I wanted to place certain things. I kind of looked because I knew I was going to do this. So I wanted to make sure I could place it where it was okay. And then the back, is that dark? Can you guys see okay? There, that might be better. It just seems dark to me. I did little stitches where I went just around and whip stitched around this flower, and then I did French knots in here. I did little stitches going this way and that way on here, sewed some lace on. Yeah, these little flowers here that looks like this, I did one and I did French knots in that. Hi, Cindy. Thank you. Hi, Lori. I mean, Jessica. And Melissa's here. Welcome. Yeah, there's 2 strings. I don't think I'll do it again, but I'm just testing it out. So in here, then I decided I'm going to take this and I'll leave that there. I took and did, what is that? Stem stitch. I kind of followed the flower, and I did a little bit of it in here. So I just played, and then it's just stitched until I was done stitching. And then I put my eyeglasses in here, Velcro them shut. And there we go. But see, you can do stuff like this. You don't even have to make anything when you slow stitch. You can just stitch away. It doesn't matter. You can take a batting small piece of batting, and layer some fabric on it and stitch that on, then layer something else on. You can do little houses. You can have fun, but I thought this was, I thought of this, I thought, okay, this is either really cute or it's old ladyish. And it's probably both. So, oh, okay. The two streams, there's really, it's showing up as two. So if somebody has a mobile phone, they can click on the one that shows the mobile so that they get the full vertical screen. The other one is the regular horizontal. I'm streaming at 2 different places at this point, and it is at Facebook and YouTube. But I don't think I'm going to do it again because I think it's confusing. It confuses y'all too, you know. It's ladyish. No ladyish. Thanks, Melissa. So I hope that, you know, if anybody else wants to try it and see what they can come up with, that's good. But I just did little scraps, a little piece of here and a little piece there. So when you have little scraps or you have lace, this would be nice. This was easy. This was easy to do. So that's my slow stitch project. This is look at what Joe did. Isn't that cute? I think that blue flower came in with this. Oh, Jessica, what was the chat like for the vertical? So anyhow, I guess I could go on my phone and find out. I'm on my iPad to look. But isn't this nice that Joe did? Now she mixed fabric and paper with it. Okay. All right. So that's Joe's, and I got this in the mail. You know, I'm doing the table banners. I've done one. I've done one. And it's still there because it's the fall one. But this table banner would be the snowman, so that would carry into the winter. It was a completely different chat. Well, you got me curious now. I got to go in on my phone. I got to get with this. Oh, weird. Let me see. I'll show you. If I make it full screen on vertical, it's like that. If I make it where I can see the chat, then it's like that. Yeah, I don't think I would want the vertical on the phone either. So we'll see. Michelle is here. Hi, Michelle. She's saying hi. Yes, slow stitching. Love the tree. And oh, thank you. I like to hand stitch. I'm working on some EPP stuff too and all that. But I was thinking that if anybody wanted to learn anything about slow stitching in Discord, we could get together and I could just We could just slow stitch. That's one thing that's nice. You just sit there and you just do it, you know, but it's your relaxation. But anyhow, I have this. It comes with all the fabric. This is by Shabby Fabrics, and I get it monthly. So, but the best thing about this, look at these boxes. I've been saving boxes because look, they're magnetic. Isn't that cool? Somebody's Christmas gift is going to go in this one. Yeah. I don't think I liked vertical either. I'm going to go back to, yeah, it should combine both. On my screen, it is. On my computer, it is combining both. But it did not, it did it separately on YouTube. Now I'm going to go back later and check Facebook and see what it did there, because there might be a YouTube setting I have to do, but I'm not really going to worry about it. I'll just keep it the same as it was. Yeah, isn't these boxes cute? Each month has something different. And so this is Riley Blake's one. Then Mrs. Quilty I've been getting. And last month, they gave me a little plastic thing that you could, has the meander design to where you could put it on your sewing machine with the correct foot and follow the path to meander your quilt. I sent that. Sandy says she would like it, so I sent it out to her. Then this month, my freebie was, well, it wasn't free, I paid, I guess, is rotary blades. I get something different all the time. They kind of go in a color scheme where they do their book and their fabric together, but I like this. And I don't know what I'm going to do and make out of it, but just in case anybody is curious, just I haven't even looked at this. They have pictures. They give you patterns. And with this fabric, you should be able to make all those patterns. Let me see what it is. There should be something right in the front with all the pictures on it. Down at the bottom. I should be able to make all these. You can tell I'm yet to make the project. I've used their fabric. And it's good fabric. But I may on this. Let me see. They're given a block of the month pattern. And its curves. And the cosmetic pouch you should be able to make. The grocery bag and the eyeglass case. Well, there we go. So, and it comes with 12 fat quarters, rotary blades this month. Each month they send something different, but I thought this was interesting. And now I'm saving this box because look at the size. Perfect for a shirt, perfect for socks and miscellaneous Christmas gifts. It's not so cute, but yeah, I decided I was saving them, so but I've reused these in different things, you know, like Deb's been doing the stitch and flips, and she has the little triangles left over, and Katie's been doing them. I have another one over here, and the ones that are all done, my hair looks terrible. The ones I have done is in there. so I can throw those in because they end up being 1.5 inch is what they end up being. Let's see if I can, there, a little bit. So then I have something else to share with you if you want to know. Yeah, Sheila says at least the viewers have options. Another thing I've done, I don't know if anybody's interested in it. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I am going to do, I bought this book. Can you see that? Alice in Wonderland. It has 100 blocks in it. And what they do is there's things where this starts out with somebody who is a beginner and has not quilted before. The first blocks they can do, and they may have like 4 blocks that is beginner. Then they'll gradually go up. You will end up doing fusible applique, needle turn applique to learn. And there's EPP, English paper piecing, and foundation paper piecing. So it covers all the areas. And I was thinking that I might, instead of like have a sew along or something like that, if somebody has this book and they want to do it, they can do it as I do it. But I thought, well, it'd be good to have like little series, like do the beginning blocks. That's for, the beginners, and then go into the next segment and have it in segments. I don't know. It depends on what you guys all think, what your opinion is. But they use Liberty fabrics, which I will not be using because that is very expensive. I can't afford Liberty, but I can, 1930s fabric or anything floral. And to get the, if I want to stick with the color palette, all I have to do is to give me the whole page for the color palette. I can kind of go like that and find out what can match or not worry about it. I wanted to show you how easy they talk about strip piecing. The first block, I know I'm showing this upside down. The first and the second block is this. So somebody who was learning how to sew could do these. But they have some really cool blocks. So I don't know if I'm just going to do once in a while, like I'd like to do a beginner and a few, but I don't know if I would like it to just, pick a block later and share it and like say, hey, I'm doing this block. This is how it's done. It comes with templates, but this is bound. It's hard to print off these templates, but they did say that there's a website that's free that you can go on and print down the PDFs for the templates too. So hi, Melanie. Welcome in. I don't know. Does anybody else have that book? And you don't have to tell me now. But if anyone ends up having this book too and they want to sew with me, we can. I don't have to tape a video it, but I will do little segments of it on pre-records, or because there's always someone else out there that has done it. So I would be just sharing it in a different way. Yeah, I got the book off of Amazon. It's called Alice's Wonderland Sampler Quilt. It's 100 quilt blocks. But I thought no one's going to want to sit and like they have it to where you'd either have to do the quilt blocks every day in order or give homework to say, okay, you got to do these 4 blocks. Well, you know, in a week. So I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, Mona doesn't have the book. I don't have room for any more books. I understand. I know. I already am committed to other quilting projects that I'm going to do that takes a little bit. So that's why I want to kind of do this and keep it fun to where I don't have pressure. Let me see. But there might be also people, particularly beginners, who I could benefit from your tutorials. That's what I thought. I would break it down into more like tutorials and have the book, talk about that I'm going to be showing it in the book and that. So if they can get the book, and then I could, the beginners, because it goes over the 1/4-inch seam, which way to press and that. And that's only for like maybe 6 blocks. Then it kind of creeps into the next and it goes into half square triangles and that. So yeah, I agree. I think it could be good for some people for the beginners. I think that's what it is. Let me see. June. And my hubby's coming in here.
In the middle of your?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought it wasn't till 4.
So anyhow, okay. Thanks, Mona, for the encouragement. I will put it out there. And I like running things by you guys, especially the ones that have more experience in bringing things to the public and which way would be the best. I want to give them options. I think there's people out there that aren't in our Discord and they're out there and they want to see how to do certain things. And I want to do that. But I want to be able to, like, if somebody wants to do it and say, hey, this week, let's work on these blocks and we're going to go in and, and I help you with it. So, no, thanks, Sheila. Sometimes I try to explain well. I mean, sometimes I don't express myself as well, but I try to really explain when I'm doing something, the little things. So, well, anything else going on? I showed you everything here. Oh, wait. I cut a panel apart. You get a Christmas panel. I thought I had the red truck and I didn't. I have a Santa Claus. But I cut it. It's pretty big, but I cut it into 4. So I'm doing the attic window. Can you see that? So I just did one so I could see what it looked like. So I got 4 of these that'll go and they'll be the attic window. And my husband says, you get that done and I'll try to quilt it. I told him he could. I'll have to pick out the pattern for him. I think snowflakes would be cute. I think one thing that would have been cute is, but I'm not going to do it because just get into more, is down here. This is, ouch. This is the ledge of the window, like the seal. It would have been cute, I think, like if it was from the outside, like here in blue, to make a little snow, like coming this way, like it's laying. And I could applique that on, but I should sewn. I really don't want to applique the whole thing. It should be sewn into the seam and then applique. But I shouldn't put too much work in it since my husband's going to quilt it. Is Jody here? Hi, Jody. I know. I'm not going to do this again. I'm not going to have the 2 lives up. They're not displaying the way they're supposed to on YouTube. So, and I know it's confusing. You can go on either one, but they'll be either vertical or horizontal. So, cute. I love the miter corners. Yeah, I just I went on and Googled a pattern that had miter corners that was free, and so I thought, oh, that's easy because the miter corner, if you have your rectangle, let's pretend these are 2.5-inch strips wide, and I measured from the bottom to here to the end, and then for this color, I did the same thing, measured from here to here. Well, before I sew it on, I made a 3-inch block, and then I ended up with 2 triangles. I sewed it onto the gray, and that's how you get the attic window. And then they have it on this side, a sashing that's just a little bit darker in gray, not real lighter than that, darker than this, and that'll be the frame that goes around it. So it's going to be a window looking in. But I thought I had the truck, the truck with the Christmas tree in it on the back end. Nope, I didn't. Unless I look, I'll have to look more. But this will be fine. Maybe I'll give it to somebody when I'm done. Well, if my husband's going to quilt it, we'll have to keep his first project first. Have him make a label and everything, right? Of course, I'm sewing it. Well, I'm glad. If anybody has the mighty corners were really easy. I thought, oh no, but they just ended up doing the half square triangle in both colors, and then it matches up and it makes a miter. And I thought, hey, that can't be any harder or any easier, than that. So I will think about what I want to do next week. I'll have something special for you. And I'll show you some of these things. If I get these things done, I'll show it and share it with you also. And I hope to see you guys all in the chat. Is Jen here? I didn't see her. Hi, Jennifer. Glad to have you. Thank you all for coming in. Let me see. Tonight, at 3:00, I have the EPP Society. That's on, but that's not on YouTube no more. I'm trying to think who else comes on tonight. I had a list and I was going to print it off, and I hit print, but it didn't print it off. So it starts bigger tomorrow. Lori's tomorrow morning kicks it off. Well, thank you, Melissa. I'm glad that you had fun. Yeah, I liked it. It's cute. You don't ever know what to do with panels. Either you cut them up or you sew them like they are and you put a border around them. And I just decided I'm going to do an attic window. I like that. So, well, I'm going to let you all go. Oh, Sheila, thank you. I always enjoy your company. I'll try to have something exciting for you next week that we can talk about or do or whatever. And any ideas, give it to me. Oh, next week. Is next week Thanksgiving? I don't know. I'm trying to leave, but it's not happening, is it? Next week's Thanksgiving. I might come on live, not in my sewing room, but in my kitchen. Bye, June. Yeah, I think I might come in live on Thanksgiving morning while we're doing different things and that, if that's okay. We'll talk. I wish y'all could come in with me at the same time other than chat. Oh, you can if we did Discord, couldn't you? Well, everybody take care, and I appreciate your time. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next week. Bye.